Good morning. We're doing the show at 11 a.m. St. Louis time, and welcome to a Mitch'nandMauck'n About the Cards podcast. We're going to serve as your lead into the Cubs game today. As always, I am joined by the reigning, defending Arizona Men's Club hot dog gobbling champion. He is the mouth of the West, and it's not because of his mic skills. Tyrell Mock. Tyrell, 1776 is the cover charge to get into the ranch this weekend. Happy 4th of July weekend. It's July 3rd. You're already off, I assume, for the weekend.
I am off and let's go. Happy 4th of July. America's 250. Like, hey, it's going to be a good one. I got the sunnies on. We're just ready to vibe for the weekend. So let's get it kicked off in this 4th of July extravaganza.
That is the title of the show, the 4th of July Extravaganza. We got a big one today, probably the longest show in the history of this great podcast. We have more on our 1-year anniversary, probably on Sunday. 15 topics. Let's get right into it. Breakout game finally for Jordan Walker, who had been slumping in the dirty South. 2 out of 3 against a very good Braves team. Tyrell, what are your thoughts as we kind of leave the ATL and head to the Windy City?
First off, good job bullpen. I know yesterday was really nice. Good job on that. Libby looked bad on that first game. I thought the second game they also looked flat. So I want to know what happened go leading into the third game in that dugout in that clubhouse of what these guys. Somebody yelled at somebody and somebody's got their head out of their ass because they really changed their approach about how they're hitting and everything on that last night's game. So hey, kudos. Hopefully they've turned it around, and I hope they have, because if they've turned it around right now, this offense, this is the perfect time because you're right in the middle of what this could be. This is that defining 2 weeks of your season. So hopefully the offense is kicking in gear right now, and if you can, then you can be buyers at the trade deadline.
Did they hit the Gold Club Tuesday night or Wednesday night into Thursday? Did that maybe what kind of flipped it?
I think they went to Magic City.
Oh,
So,
I mean, it's your last time of the year in Atlanta. You got to hit one of them.
got to get one of them. So I something happened because that offense, it totally changed the approach and everything they were doing. They started working the count, hitting the ball for power, and it looked good finally. Like we said last time podcast, Jordan Walker is the runner of this offense.
You know, yesterday was Ollie's birthday. Maybe Wednesday night they went to the Magic City.
Hey.
Plum Busters.
Yeah. On Ollie's dime too, probably. Heck yeah.
I bet Heim will pay for it. Heim strikes me as the guy who'd pay for it.
I know. God. I wonder what he was like. Nope, not even going to go down that path. What they were like in college path, because it can get you a little trouble.
2 out of 3, though, you'll take that in a away series. The Cardinals head to Chicago for arguably the biggest stretch of the season, in my opinion, as we head to the All-Star break. 8 games, 3 with the Cubs, 5 with the Brewers. More on the Brewers on Sunday. Tyrell, as we preview the Cubs, 3:05 first pitch St. Louis time today. There has yet to be a roster move for an arm. There's got to be one coming, you would think, 4 hours away from first pitch. Palante on the bump today, who's already been the Cardinals' best starter the last month. He's going to face David Peterson, who's 4-6 with a 5.86 ERA, but he is a lefty. However, reading X of trying to find a roster move, the wind is blowing out heavily at Wrigley today.
Okay, good thing we've got Palante, who's a ground ball pitcher, on the bump. And Cubs have been playing good. So this is going to be a tough little series to the Cardinals, especially in Wrigley. Like with the wind blowing out, that is a ballpark that you can have in a 12-13 game pretty easily.
The Cubs have won 9 of their last 10, playing extremely well, but they are a hot, cold team. They're never a 6-4 team. They're going to go 9 out of 10, and then they'll flip it and lose. They'll go 2-8. So it depends on which time you catch them. Right now, they are hot. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, 4th of July game, Iguagama against Leahy, and then Sunday on the Peacock Network, if you've got that, Matthew Liberatore facing Javier Assad. The pitching doesn't match up great for the Cardinals outside of today, but it seems like the last 20 years or so, St. Louis tends to play the Cubs on 4th of July. Lots of great memories there. The best one, I believe, was it Zambrano who buzzed Pujols.
Yes. Yeah.
And then kind of threw him an idea. And then the next pitch, he put it into the streets. And that was that famous Mike Shannon call. Take a ride on that one, big boy. Happy 4th of July.
Exactly. I love he always called everybody big boy. I love Mike Shannon. That's a great call, and I forgot about that. That was on the 4th of July.
And then, memories of the wind blowing out at Wrigley. I remember Pujols hitting multiple home runs. Eli Marrero hit a grand slam once with a wind blowing out. Liable to be a slow pitch softball game today, and I think those games kind of favored the Cardinals when they're hot. They can outslug anybody.
Yeah, surprisingly, like, it's a like, when they get in that slugging mode, they crush baseballs. Like, didn't they have a 5-run or 5 home run game just recently? So, I mean, they can. I mean, not recently, the last 2 weeks haven't been great, but, you know?
Good to see Burley get off the snide as well. Church hitting the ball. But the big one, of course, that we just talked about, Jordan Walker, the 4 RBIs, the home run. Maybe that kind of breaks him through to get him one more push.
We hope
All
so.
star All star rosters are announced tomorrow. Does he make the team?
I think you have to. I mean, he's especially with his outfield play too. He's second in outfield assists. I think he's now the lead leaguer in RBIs after that 4-run game because he was second. And I think he had 64. He's either tied or in front right now. So you can't have your RBI leader and your third in home runs not an all-star. So I think he's going to get that nod from the managers to be on the roster.
And while he's on the staff, he'll probably be the lone Cardinal representative, sadly, with kind of the dump off. More on Dustin May's fall here in a moment. But we talk Cardinal Cubs, not just MLB, Tyrell, but what is the best rivalry in sports? I sat there and I thought about it for a while. Baseball's got two: Cardinals, Cubs, Red Sox, Yankees.
Yes,
The
yes.
NFL's got several great ones: Packers, Bears, maybe Chiefs, Raiders. College football, let's take that out of the equation just because those are deep rooted, but just give me professional sports, Team USA versus the world, so to
Yeah.
speak. What's your favorite rivalry in sports?
Honestly, I think it is Cardinals Cubs just because it goes back so far and there's so much, and it's a love hate relationship. Like we don't really like I don't like the Cubs, but like we all both appreciate good baseball, and we're both Midwest. We're 6 hours apart, so it's one of the better rivalries to me just for that reason. Like we all have a common thing, and we can all like enjoy good baseball.
And it's not hatred like the Yankees and the Red Sox or even Boston, LA. Like you said, it's kind of that Midwest vibe. You'll talk a little shit to each other, but then afterwards, everybody can share a beer. There's no violence in the stands.
Yeah, it's not like the Dodgers Giants where they have Giants fans beating Dodger fans and stuff like that. So that doesn't happen. So yeah, you go across to Wrigley and have a drink beer with your Cubs fans.
You ever done the train from St. Louis to Chicago?
I have. I did it to when I went for a convention up there. It was we got drunk the entire way there and back.
It's only 6 hours from St. Louis to Chicago, but that train ride's like nine because you hit
Yes.
every little town on the way up to Chicago.
Uh-huh. But it's fun because you don't have to worry about anything. You just sit there, you can sleep, drink, play cards, have fun. So me and my little brother did. It was a great time.
Definitely something I need to put back on my bucket list. The National Card Convention is in Chicago in August.
You ever been to the National?
I've never been to National.
Okay. I went when I was in 95, when it was in St. Louis. It might have been 94. It's awesome, but it's very overwhelming, man. Like there are so many booths. I wonder what it'll be like now with the
I can't
market.
play in that sandbox at National, man. There's cards that I've never heard of for prices that are more than my annual salary.
And I was only there for 1 day. I think you need at least 3 days because the convention hall is just so massive to do it. And I got Bernie Ferdecko's autograph on a hockey puck.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
St. Louis legend.
yeah. Had no idea who he was. I was just like, all right, cool. He was free. I'll take that autograph.
That's probably worth some bucks now. Terrell, the next topic we've got tonight is the curious case of Dustin May. After the one hitter against San Diego, roughed up by the Royals, couldn't get out of the second inning last night against the Braves. He's complaining of some back problems. He did take a massive line drive off the shin. Is it time to give him that 10, 15-day DL with a back injury leading into the All-Star break? Or do you just gut him through it?
It depends on what you think you're going to be at the trade deadline because I think if you're going forward with what your plan was, because Dustin May was signed to be traded this offseason, and he knows that, and that's why he signed on to this team anyway. He knew what was going to happen. If you're not going to trade him, then yes, you put him on the DL. But if you put him on the DL, you're going to hurt his, or IL, sorry. You are going to hurt his trade value and hurt your return coming back. So I think you either have to gut it out or maybe use this. You could use this line drive to be like, hey, we're going to give you that extra couple starts off to help you out. That just and that will you can use that as your excuse. But I don't know. I think you got to gut it out a little bit because you're gonna destroy that value of him because he's been a great story so far this year.
He's not scheduled to pitch until Milwaukee, but that's when you need him. You got 5 games in 4 days.
Yes.
I mean, you're no day off till the break. The weather's looking solid all week, so you're not going to get the rain out. You have to have him. And so, there's no one in Memphis who's going to give you a better chance, but is 50% of Dustin May better than Bryce Motton or even a Hunter Dobbins at this point? I expect Dobbins to probably get the start on Tuesday in the day or the nightcap.
Yeah, I'm it goes back to what you said just a little bit ago. Why hasn't there been a roster move made? You really taxed your bullpen going into a very important series. Well, that's fun. Love when that
At least
happens.
you're wearing pants.
Yeah, at least wearing pants. It's a very important series, and you just wear your bullpen in Atlanta. You're going to need to do a roster move unless you think Palante is going to go 7 innings tonight. But I still think you need to do it. But he
Kind
is
of pulling
better than
back,
yeah.
yeah. Well, pulling back to Dustin May here. If you send him on the IL now, your 15 days would give you through the All-Star break, and then you can come back fresh. But at the same time, you don't have another choice. He's gonna have to gut it out.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. I mean, it's a bone bruise. And now I am interested in the back to see what that's doing, if it's tightening up on him, and if he needs something there. But dude, also when those guys throw those hitters, those one hitters, and those complete games right now, their bodies don't bounce back like they used to because their body's not used to doing that stuff anymore. So I can understand why he got roughed up after the Royals. I thought he was going to do good this game, and it looked like he had some of his good stuff early on, but it didn't really work out for him on that. So I think he's just got to gut it out.
The velo was there. The problem was the location wasn't, and he was pitching kind of awkward. We'll talk about that in the catching rotation segment. But Drake Baldwin wasn't even close on his fastball, and then he threw him a hanging sweeper. That kind of started the whole mess. So is he the pitching, the catching, something? But they need to make a decision on Dustin May, and that decision is looming probably in the next 10 days. As we go to our next one, though, Josh Baez, another multi-home run game yesterday, 28 on the year. But I want to talk about the other Baez. The Cardinals last week moved up Jesus Baez, a shortstop prospect. His numbers are insane, Tyrell. He's kind of going under the radar. He's only hitting 258, but he's got 19 home runs, 52 RBIs from the shortstop position. He rakes out at 55 power on an 80 scale, which is plus power, a 70 arm. He's 5'10", 185 pounds. They think he's going to end up about 210, 215. His comparables are to Aiden Miller, top prospect from the Phillies, or a right-handed Nolan Gorman. Is what I was reading on Baseball Prospectus. Is this guy a legit prospect, and you think he's got a chance to possibly be that third base guy? Because Blaze has not looked great here the last week.
Wasn't he kind of like? Isn't he only like 19 too? Pretty young.
21.
21. Okay,
We fired him when
but I know he was
Ryan Helsley deal.
he was the big like little get in that trade that they got out of the Mets.
The Helsley deal.
Yeah, and the Helsley deal. He was kind of like hey, he rates out to be really, really good. So I think the Cardinals were excited about him. I think you continue. I don't like the right-handed Nolan Gorman comparison. I thought it was more of a power hitting speed shortstop. I don't want the Nolan Gorman comparison at all. But from what I know, pretty good little player.
His speed ranks at 30, which is not great, but he's got 5 stolen bases, so he's selective. But the arm plays at third. It kind of brings in to our next interesting topic here on the trade deadline, so to speak. And, we'll skip the buy sell hold. There was a name floating around from one of our West Coast insiders, a National League West executive, who said no one's really intrigued with the Cardinals pitching prospects. And as somebody who watches the team, follows the minor leagues, I can't blame him. But Money Mo out there in Anaheim has stated, we're not going to trade some of our bigger guys, even though he has no plan, despite what he's telling the media in LA. There's no plan there. But a name that I find intriguing, Reed Detmers. He's 3-5 with a sub 4 ERA. Here's the kicker: he's thrown 99 in the third innings, but he's got 112 Ks.
Say now.
Do you call about a Kirby Yates and then kind of casually mention a Reed Detmers in a conversation? And he's under control through 28.
I but Detmer's left-handed. You've got a lot of left-handed in the pipeline, so to speak, I guess. Uh, if you're asking for Kirby Yates and Reed Detmers, probably and control through 28, and that's what they're kind of looking for is controllable players. Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's a 9 plus. That's a good average strikeout rate. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about him too much. I didn't know he was on that kind of radar, and it would be one of those traditional Cardinals guy who's kind of floundering and then making better pitching prodigies.
We'll talk about this more on Sunday when we do a little role play. But is the conversation anytime a GM calls someone, does it start with Josh Baez on the other side?
It has to because the way he's went up the organizational depth chart right now, and he is on your 40 man. Yeah, you have to because if the lockout happens like we expect it's going to happen, Baez is going to be locked out too. So he's not going to be able to play because he's on the 40 man. So he's technically on the roster. It has to start that way, unless you're starting with one of the catchers, unless you're starting Bernal or Rodriguez. That's the only other people that you're going to go for. If they're not intrigued with our pitching prospects, it goes Baez and then your catchers.
Ronald Rodriguez is up to the 13th best prospect in baseball, the number one catcher. Rodriguez, the Cardinals' number one prospect. Doyle second. Josh Baez third. Gilrengo Sante fourth, and then Barnall five. Rodriguez, Doyle, Baez, in my opinion, are untouchable.
Yeah,
Everybody else is up for discussion.
yeah,
But,
I agree.
but where do you start a conversation with a Reed Detmers? Is it a Quinn Matthews and a Leo Barnall? Is
I
it
don't
that's your fifth and sixth prospect?
I don't think you got to go that high. I think you can go down to your Trey Richardsons, your maybe not Juan Ben Cho. They think a lot of him, but I think you can go a little bit lower. I think you also don't forget about you might start a conversation with Thomas Ajayci, Nelson Velasquez. You can start some conversations a little bit differently because with that because see what you got there too.
I don't think Velasquez offers any sort of
Yeah,
value.
yeah,
So JC, not really. Maybe a Ryan Mitchell, your 10th prospect,
maybe,
but
but you
he's
better
not
be
scheduled for the big leagues till 2029.
with that. You better be getting some major league talent ready because he's supposed to be pretty good.
Wo Ben Choi is an interesting one. It's a crowded outfield, and he's a guy who's not even on a top. He's the 20. No, he's not even in the top 30 prospect wise. That's a name that you could possibly move. Cade Crossland kind of moving up the organization depth chart. Mason Molina just got moved to Memphis, a lefty. He's another one. So there's some names there that you don't have to hit in your top five. But if you're not going to offer a Josh Baez, you're probably going to then start with a Leo Barnall.
Don't forget Chase Davis is in there. I know they thought kind of highly of him too for a little while. I don't know how he's kind of fallen off a little bit of the radar.
Not even the top 30.
Yeah, yeah. But he's was pretty highly thought of. I want to know about that Colton Ledbetter that they got in the trade with Brendan Donovan. Um, so there, yeah, you're right. Tosh Pete, there's a lot of crowded outfit there. So you could go from that depth. Uh, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't want to start with Bernal though. I think Bernal's going to be. You know what? Buying both catchers is going to be great, and this is what part of the frustration right now with how much depth we have in that catching position.
Catching and outfield are your two biggest surpluses. And you got to match up somewhere. Looking at the Royals, I was kind of talking to some people on X about teams you match up with. The Royals need outfield help. That's a spot where you can maybe get a Michael Waka.
Uh-huh. And not for much because I think Walker is going to be available. Because what are they? 15 games below 500, and they were
At
scheduled to
least.
compete. Yeah, at least they're scheduled to compete this year. So I think it might just be like, uh, uh, you could get him fairly decently priced.
Some 20 and below prospects.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to sell the farm for him. You can, sell a little bit of the farm.
And they'll ask for Baez, and you don't trade Baez for a Michael Waka.
No, I think it's going to be interesting because I think that left field position's Baez, but Man, it's so crowded in there. You got Newt in there, you got Church. What are you gonna do with Victor Scott? I haven't looked to see what he's doing in Memphis right now, but I know him and Gorman and to JC the other day were for 24 in a game. So you're like, oh my goodness. But uh yeah, it's very crowded. So it's yeah, you don't trade bias for anything.
Kind of trying to pull up the quick stats on Baez right now if I can find them. Show minor league stats. Oh, there we go. That's all his MLB stuff. Minors. That's what we want. He is only hitting 203 in Memphis. 4 stolen bases, 17 strikeouts in 60 at bats. So that's about a 33% strikeout rate in Memphis.
What a just has killed confidence and everything. Like, wow, this is, but hey, this is why they're called prospects. you know?
Yeah, I don't see him finding his way back
No,
unless
I
there's
don't.
an injury.
Yeah, I don't either.
And that's, I mean, he can't steal first base. That's our running gag on the show, and he just can't figure it out.
It's who was the other last speedster that couldn't Billy Hamilton. Same. Like could not steal first base, but when he got on, he's dangerous. But it's the same type of way with Scott.
Those guys just can't ever, even putting the ball on the ground and legging it out, just can't seem to knock it out. And while we're looking at it, Nolan Gorman, 33 at bats, hitting 185 with 13 Ks. Also striking out at a stupid clip.
Yeah, he's not making it back to the show either. Yes, and with Blaze not looking great in the field lately either. But I think they're going to let him have it. He had been making all the routine plays. I think they're just going to keep rolling with him because he has more RBIs than Nolan Gorman does at this point. So I haven't hated how he looks, but I know that he's probably in that little slump that you get after your first 2 weeks, and then they start to adjust, and he's got to readjust to him too.
It's a failure game. Baseball talks about that all the time, how it's a failure sport. And so, yeah, he'll readjust, and if not, they'll move on to the next guy. The problem is there's not really a next guy right now that they can bring up third base wise. Danilo Ortiz still coming back. It's probably going to be a while for him. You keep throwing Jose Fermin out there if you want. So JC showed he can't hit at the big league level at this point. You're kind of stuck at third.
You are, which is the place we've been trying to talk about getting somebody for the last little bit. Well, since Arenado left, and he wasn't great his last year's either. So it is going to be. You thought Gorman was a successor, and he's not. It'll be. It's a place where you need to have development and get somebody there.
Moving on to our next topic here, we talked about the catching prospects. Ollie made a comment about they're going to have to make a decision on the catching rotation. Herrera is terrible behind the plate. It's affected his hitting ability, in my opinion. Paez is okay. He's done really well now in spots. Jimmy Crooks has not looked great behind the plate either. They keep saying they're going to have to make some decisions on what they're going to do with the catching spot. What do you do, Tyrell? Because if you play Paez every day, it shows it's an automatic out. But he's your best defensive catcher. You need the bat that Herrera provides. You can DH him, but he is dead set that he wants to be a catcher. And Jimmy Crooks, who we banged for heavily on this show, is just not it.
Well, he needs playing time. And I think what you do is you just say screw it and you play Crooks. DH Herrera, you give both him and Paez 1 day a week to catch, and then that's good enough. That's going to be your catching rotation. I also like how didn't they take Paez away from Libby?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, and I know Herrera wants to catch, but also he's played every single baseball game we've played this year. So I really think that his future is a DH and not a catcher. And I think he needs to realize that. He could move to first base and give Burley a little bit of a break. That'd be the only other option you could do, and just rotate those guys between there. Like let Burley DH 1 day, Herrera play first base, something like that is what you could do. But I think you got to play Jimmy Crooks full time and let his bat play.
Because the bat does play.
Yep.
Or do you just ride the hot hand and hope you don't get burned catching?
You can't keep riding this hot hand. You have to, like, for lack of a better word, you got to give these guys the runway and the opportunity to play every single day. You brought Jimmy Crooks up because he was crushing in AAA. You have not afforded him the ability to continue that in the majors by platooning him like you have. You've done him a little bit of a disservice. So just let him play. Just keep it going. It doesn't need, I don't care what the pitcher's preferred catcher is. Like, we need the bat in the lineup.
Play him one time through the rotation and see what happens. 5 days
Yep.
straight.
Just, you never know. He might call a good game. Man, that is why we have Yadier friggin' Molina on the staff. So uh, they're going to help him no matter what to be a good catcher.
I'd be curious, a generation ago, the catchers called the game. Greg Maddux was notorious for calling his own games. But then we went away from that now, and now the pitching coach, the manager calls the game. Should we let Yachty call the game while he's in the dugout? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you should absolutely, because I think he's going to know the most research and most of what the hitters' tells are, and he's going to watch so much film and know what's going on. I believe that. It has changed that way, and it's all because of the analytics, because they think that they're smarter in what this guy's going to do in this situation rather than what the pitcher's feeling and what he thinks. So I would love that. I want to know if Yachty has any say in what gets pitched and what's called to be pitched.
Love to hit up our insider on that one.
Huh?
Got some quick labor news that came out a couple days ago. Here's the MLBPA's newest proposal. They want a roster increase to 28 for the first 15 days of the regular season. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not terrible.
Yeah.
60-day IL 3 months earlier. You can't IL people until a certain period on the block. They want to move the options down from 5 to 3. So only 3 option years. Further eligibility for the Rule 5 draft, try to get more guys to the show. Service time salary protection for pitchers that are on the basically the expressway. And then player access to all team data. They want to look at the books. That's going to be the kicker.
Yeah, everything else I kind of agree with. They're trying to get the younger players money quicker. That'll also keep a little bit of the older people in the game a little bit longer too if you reduce those options on those guys so they can't keep going down and back. I agree with that totally. I don't think they're heavy demands other than the last one. But at the same point, like, let's see the books. Let's see what you're doing. I want to know, because it's fair. Like, you guys are hiding money and we know it. So let's see them.
Is it though? What private company lets their employees look at their books?
When you got unions and everything to more involved in that and can have a little bit more of a say, I think that's the only thing that makes it different. Yeah, but most of the time, like, no, because the employees are just contractors to them. They're not really like a part of this, because like you see how it's just business to them. But you are right; they don't get to see that. But in this instance, they're, that they're profiting more than they say they are, and that's part of the problem is they're trying to hide this. And the players are like, hey, we want our fair share of this too. Like, we work our ass off. We are your dancing monkeys, for lack of a better word. Let us pay us what we're really worth.
I still think there's baseball in 27.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it's done. They're just too far apart, and I think they want way different things. Players are worried about them, and the owners are worried about themselves making more money on their bottom line.
Corporate America at its finest.
There you go, bud.
Well, let's talk about some Independence Day stuff. The Cardinals with a 7 o'clock game at Wrigley, which that's cool. Should all the 4th of July games be day games?
Absolutely. There is no reason why it should not be. It is a day to celebrate America in that time frame, and then you go home and watch fireworks with your family. Baseball is best in the day to me anyway. It's a daytime sport, and then there's nothing better than day baseball. So I think absolutely 4th of July, day games all day long.
Probably going to miss most of the game tomorrow night, to be honest with you, with it being a 7 o'clock pitch. The 1 o'clock, the afternoon time, you put Ricky Horton and John Rooney on the radio. You're out by the pool. It's great.
Yep.
But it's 7 o'clock now. The activities have already started. I'm not going to sit down and watch a ball game.
Nope. Sorry. You're the only reason you're going to have anybody in the stands is because the fireworks after the baseball game. But for the most part, sorry, not watching that game. 1 o'clock game, absolutely. That's called pre-game festivities. You're cracking a beer. You're listening to them on the radio, grilling, having a good time by the pool. 100% agree with you. Like, needs to be day games.
Someday when I am baseball commissioner, the 4th of July will also be a doubleheader.
Absolutely.
One price
I like
doubleheader.
that. Yeah, I like that too.
We got 30 minutes in between games, just enough time to get the starting pitcher hot.
That's all you need. I don't even need to change uniforms.
And today's Old Man Yells at Cloud, this is going to be a public service announcement for tomorrow night. Don't take a video of the fireworks on your phone. No one gives a shit. Live in the moment, man. You're not gonna look back. Oh, look at this cool firework video I took last night. You're gonna post it on your social media, and no one's gonna care.
And it's going to be a crappy photo anyway.
Right?
So I
Don't
like
do
that.
it.
I like that. Yeah, I agree with you. Live in the moment. Don't need to see a video. Don't need to take photos. If it's your kid going to light a firework, take a picture of the kid, and that's it. You don't need everything else. Yeah.
You don't need to take a video of your city's firework display.
Nope. And I don't need a 45-minute long one anyway, because you're just going to stand there and watch fireworks. Agree with you. Live in the moment. Don't sit there and hold the phone like that.
No, just people do it all the time. And my other rant is people who do it at concerts too.
Yes. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
a picture at the show you were there. Live for the music, man. You're not taking a. No one's gonna watch the 4.5 minute song of Kenny singing "Living in Fast Forward."
Nope. Not at all. No, thank
It's
you.
it's not that cool. Like you're
And
there. Like
yeah, it doesn't sound good, doesn't come through. If I want to watch Kenny do it, I'll put it on YouTube and watch it that way through his actual music video.
100%. And speaking of music, Tyrell, you got the Ox tomorrow. What song is blaring?
Oh, Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
There's so many great ones. You got Shooter Jennings, like 4th of July, that's going to be '1 on Spotify. Hulk Hogan's Real American. I'm going to go completely opposite. Give me some Two Live Crew, Band in the USA.
Oh, all right, all right. I had a couple. Like I have a little playlist to start it off with. I'm going Party in the USA at the beginning. Then I'm going to switch you up and go Only in America by Brooks and Dunn. And then I think music is supposed to be like how you feel and all about how your emotions in the moment, when you write the song. I'm also going to go This Is America by Childish Gambino.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to go old school. Give me some James Brown, Living in America.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. No Bruce Springsteen, no Lee Greenwood on this shuffle.
The weird thing about, the Bruce Springsteen song that most people don't remember or realize, it's actually an anti-American song.
You're exactly right.
It is a protest song.
Yeah.
And a Lee Greenwood song doesn't do it for me.
I've heard it too much.
Yeah. Tyrell, our favorites, topic we've been kind of putting in our segment here. Let's blind rank some 4th of July activities.
Okay.
Number 1, you got the pool.
I mean, it's the staple. It's the need. Let's give it a number 2 because
there's 5 here.
Okay. I'm going to go number 2 with that because the pool is needed for the kids, for you. It's the center of the party.
Watching The Patriot.
It is about the American Revolution, but it's sad, man. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to rank that number 5 because that movie just is a tearjerker. Plus, you get to, no, breaks my heart.
One more thing to watch: watching the hot dog eating contest.
I miss it every year, but let's go 4 with that. It's fun it is kind of interesting to watch. So let's go number 4.
Watching fireworks.
That's the 3. I don't think that's the, I think it's the whole environment you're supposed to be with. Fireworks is the kids already wore out by the end of the night, so it's number 3.
And then, so your number 1, which is very fitting, getting blackout drunk and screaming America at the top of your lungs when your wife says you've had too many.
I think I just sold myself of who I am on this podcast right now. So, well, that's going to be me tomorrow night and probably tonight too.
America.
America.
And some other news from around the world. Congratulations to Taylor and Travis who are getting married today. There are a couple of rumors floating around. I don't care. I've got a 10-year-old. She's obsessed with Taylor Swift. I've seen so many TikToks she sent me because of it. Terrell, do you think A, they're already married? And 2, is this just a big smoke signal and they're doing this somewhere else?
Did you hear the other rumor? I just heard this rumor too, that they're both gay and they're just doing this to hide.
We're not going to be that show.
Yeah, I was just shocked at that one. I think they're already married, dude. They've been together long enough. Like, this is just a dog and smoke show and dog and pony show for the other celebrities. I think they've been married for a while. Yeah.
Is she going to take his last name?
Hell no. He's going to take her last name. I mean, she's the one worth, Travis Swift sounds much better than Taylor Kelsey. That's two first names.
They'll probably stick with it.
Yeah.
But she kind of strikes me as the traditional type.
I think she is. Maybe in like she'll keep her stage name, but she'll change it in the background. Yeah, I could see that. I could agree with that. Yeah.
How thick do you think is that prenup?
Oh, oh. I mean, they both walked into it with their own money, and he's
But
making
no, he's got money. She's got fuck you money.
yeah. Yeah, that prenup, like, he ain't getting a damn dime at all. Like, they've separated everything. "No, this is mine. You don't get anything. This is yours." I don't think there's any set oh, yeah. They ain't getting he ain't getting nothing. That this prenup is,
Lawyers after lawyers after lawyers reviewed that thing.
oh, yeah, that's the old White Pages thick telephone book prenup.
That's a way to date yourself. I haven't seen a phone book in 20 years. And finally, tonight, not to get political, there's a lot going on with our country. We're divided more than we've probably been since probably the Civil War. But there's so many good things, you know. I'm not a soccer fan, but Team USA now in the round of 16. They're going to Seattle. We'll talk about that Sunday. We've got baseball. We've got apple pie, hot wings. There's the SEC. You know, Europe's never won an SEC championship. You know, fake tits. America's got cool stuff, man. Go out and celebrate it.
Agreed. Let's enjoy this 250. Let's all bring us together, unite. Hey, this is America. This is what we're about. Like, hey, we all have the same common goal. We all want to pick ourselves by our bootstraps and work and, you know, live the American dream. We all want that. I couldn't agree 100 anymore. Like, stop the division. Let's all unite and, like, be the Americans that we have been in the past.
And just remember why you're celebrating tomorrow. It's because a bunch of rich aristocratic white males didn't want to pay their taxes. We'll see you on Sunday.